So, brief refresher on my case is, in the District of Columbia, there was this police officer by the name of Heller who noticed a shocking inconsistency with gun laws in D.C. He recognized that while he was allowed to use a gun for the purposes of his job, he was not allowed to use a gun in his house for self-defense, even though he was a police officer. In addition, this law also applied to all citizens, meaning no citizens in the District of Columbia could use a firearm for their self-defense in their home. He took this to court, saying it violated his Second Amendment right to bear arms, and won. The reasons why this case are most influential are threefold. First, you have to recognize that it shows that the Supreme Court is willing to give more leeway to implied individual rights. While the text of the Second Amendment does not explicitly say it is an individual right, the Supreme Court decided a reasonable person would assume that it is for the individual rights purpose, which is what Heller's attorney made as an argument. This shows that the Supreme Court is willing to give a great deal of leeway towards these kind of issues. Secondly, it shows that more broadly the Supreme Court is willing to give more of a great deal of leeway and flexibility to the Constitution, especially when you look to the fact that they're shifting away from a more strict interpretation of the Constitution. They're moving towards a more loose interpretation of the Constitution. They're willing to give that leeway when it might not be explicitly stated. Third and finally, you have to recognize that this protects everyone's right to life. Everyone in this room has now a right to defend themselves with a gun in your own home for purposes of self-defense. While Mary's case does, in her best circumstances, guarantee the right to life for some women who might be threatened by childbirth, this case defends everyone's right to life by allowing them to defend themselves if they need to with a weapon. That right to life, that self-defense always comes first.